We are halfway to Phoenix for spring break, stuck in the Denver airport for a 4-hour layover. This gives us ample time to practice. Each escalator is an opportunity for mastery, motor planning, risk-taking, strength, willpower, and repeated practice to successfully ride from top to bottom and bottom to top. This is why I let her do it. My 10-year-old daughter with Down syndrome is exercising her autonomy, exerting her independence over and over again. I painfully watch from either one step above or one step below, bored yet alert. I am irrelevant. Bryn starts by placing her foot on the rising step and grips the handrail tight with her right hand. Her trailing foot stays on the ground, stretching her stride until she cannot stand on the back foot any longer. I look away until she finally drags her foot onto a step. I want to reach and grab, pull her up tall, or say something encouraging, but I know what she'll say. Don't say that. Which is her way of saying, I'm okay, I can do this, leave me alone, don't intervene. So I'm mute. As Bryn pulls one leg up to meet the other, she leans on the rubbery black handrail, then bends over and licks it. My head jerks back slightly, and my chin shudders with a gagging chatter. She will not see or interpret this as a cringe of disgust, because she's now working as a researcher in her field, gathering information. Her eyes travel up the rail to the top, which is quickly approaching. She stands upright, and I know what is next. She's going into the final stage of her routine. Bryn is talking to herself, not me. Jump over the yellow line. She's bending and straightening her knees, preparing for the dismount. Her concentration is singular as she awaits the approaching yellow line. I hold my breath. She practices with a couple mini 2-footed jumps, toes never leaving the ground, which causes me to narrow the space between us to within an arm's length. Her feet do not leave the step until finally, first one foot, then the next, she skips over the line without fanfare. She lets go of the handrail. I exhale. Later that spring, back in Minneapolis, I'm reminded of Bryn's determined practice on the escalator in Denver. We are co-hosting a farewell party with a neighbor. Bryn comes out of the room, dressed for the party, wearing black and gray leopard print leggings under her turquoise sundress with the multicolored triangles. Her neon pink sports bra straps are loose and drooping on her shoulders. On her feet, knee-high socks with bright purple owls facing out from her shins are worn with hand-me-down sandals on the wrong feet. I want to tuck in the straps and mention the wrong feet thing, but I know it's futile. I have given up advising Bryn on her choice of attire. It is one thing that gives her a sophisticated satisfaction that has little impact on the world around her, other than turning a few heads and soliciting stares. Bryn's independence twists my pride together with adrenaline and fear. We often describe Bryn as fiercely independent. One moment, I'm saying, "You go, girl," and in the next moment, I'm following a trail of rolled up sheets of notebook paper sticking out of neighbors' mailboxes that say, "Bryn for mayor, vote, yes or no." She believes in herself, as she should, but without consequence. This is why, as I set the salads, a large bowl of watermelon, a plate of brownies, and various beverages and bottles on the table to bring over to our neighbor's farewell party, I automatically survey the possibilities for disaster. The watermelon's the heaviest, the salads are the main dishes, the wine and beer could potentially lead to broken glass. I conclude the plate of brownies are the most expendable because there's still half a pan on the stove. We gather up the food. My husband tucks the wine under his arm, a 6-pack in one hand and the bowl of watermelon in the other, and leads the way. I have the 2 salads and bottles of dressings. Bryn happily picks up the brownie plate, licks the covering plastic wrap, and we head for the door. Bryn holds the plate at 9 and 3, but has to move the plate to one side to see the steps in front of her. Fortunately, brownies cling to a plate at a 45-degree angle. I hold my breath as I see her take the last step onto the sidewalk and then make an earnest beeline across the street. Her head is bowed, and I hear the audible grunt-like hum that accompanies serious matters such as these. I quickly look right, left, and right again because she hasn't, and then exhale. The cobblestone flight of steps up to the neighbor's front door is well executed, but to no avail. The party's in the back. We start back down the other side of the stoop, and I'm ready for this steeplechase to be over, when from behind, I see Bryn's foot miss the final step, sending her with a propelling motion forward onto the driveway. She counters the momentum by leaning back and plops down on her bottom, death grip on brownies, and rolls backwards, smacking her head on the stucco wall of the house. Frantically, I set down bowls and bottles and run down the steps. I feel so responsible, as though I allowed this to happen. Already, Bryn is on her feet, running forward to hand the plate of brownies to my husband. "Are you okay, Bryn?" I ask. "Don't say that," she says. Back turned, thrusting her responsibility into my husband's juggling hands. Then she turns and runs to me, crashing into my arms, and cries, "I am not irrelevant."